I've got right here in my hand Super Bowl 56 storylines. I do this every year to kick off the Super Bowl week. The top 10 storylines of this year's Super Bowl that you're going to be either into or totally sick and tired of by the time toe meets ball on Sunday here in Los Angeles, California. Mike, I need your finest NFL Films music, please, to get us all fired up.
Go.
Here we go. Number 10 on the list of Super Bowl 56 storylines. Bengals fans have been waiting a very long time for this. Yes, the Bengals are in the Super Bowl, as I keep mentioning. And the thing that's pretty remarkable about the Bengals finally making this Super Bowl is that they are just, it's pretty wild. The Bengals are just one of 5 teams with multiple Super Bowl appearances and 0 wins. And this fan base has been waiting a long time. It's the first time that they have not seen Joe Montana in the Super Bowl. As you know, the first 2 times they've made it, they did. And we'll talk about that with Chris Collinsworth in hour number 3 when he joins us. But the Bengals fans have been waiting forever for this. And you're already hearing the storyline in the fact that there was an 86-year-old gentleman who was filmed by somebody, I guess his son or grandson, crying when the Bengals made the Super Bowl. And TJ Houshmandzadeh hooked the guy up with tickets to come.
Yeah.
So you're going to be hearing this a lot. That's number 10 on the list. Number 9 on the list is Los Angeles' long wait for football. Yeah, when the NFL Network first came on the air in 2003, we were the only NFL entity in Los Angeles, California. And people were all like saying, why are you here? And you couldn't say it's because the boss of NFL Network, Steve Bornstein, didn't want to move out of Los Angeles. You couldn't say that because people were like, what are you talking about? No, the answer actually was, in all seriousness, hey, Steve, that this was the idea for the NFL to plant a flag on the West Coast. Sam Farmer, the longtime LA Times reporter, was the only guy at the Super Bowl media day or the Super Bowl press conference with the commissioner asking the commissioner whether it was Tagliabue or Goodell about the return of football to Los Angeles. Everyone's like looking at him like, what are you talking about? It's never going to happen. Not only is football back in Los Angeles, but there's a $5.5 billion stadium that the Super Bowl is being played in, and one of the teams is one of 2 teams that plays in Los Angeles.
Crazy.
So you're going to be hearing this quite a bit this week. That's number 9. Number 8 is all the stars on the LA Rams. All the star players on the LA Rams. And this will be known throughout the entire week as quote-unquote Hollywood. Okay? There's going to be a ton of NFL media types who are just going to be using the phrase Hollywood. This is a Hollywood town. It's a town that loves its stars. Lakers, Dodgers, loves its stars, and so do the stars love sports. And this is going to be the grab bag for talking about all the stars that are on LA, from Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald to Odell Beckham Jr., so on and so forth. Hollywood, you're going to hear that. It's going to be a catch-all. That's number 8. Number 7, an offshoot of this, is the LSU connection in this year's Super Bowl. Odell Beckham Jr. is in the Super Bowl. Andrew Whitworth, 40-year-old man, in the Super Bowl again. Those guys, as we know, went to LSU, and my gosh, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, LSU. I didn't even look it up if there were more LSU guys, but those are the 4 you're going to be hearing about right there. The LSU connection is going to be number 7. Anybody brings up Burrow and Chase and Odell handing out money to, I think, both of them, right? Did they hand out cash?
Allegedly.
I think you're going to be seeing video of all that at some point this week. That's number 7. Then number 6, offshoot of this, are the quarterback wide receiver connections and how special Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase was. And we'll be hearing this week about the Bengals had a choice at the draft at 5th overall. And then we're thinking about Penei Sewell or anybody to protect Joe Burrow. And they went ahead and they got Jamar Chase. You're going to hear the question to Joe Burrow. Did you make sure that it was Jamar Chase? Did you tell him to draft Jamar Chase? Were you the one who actually drafted Jamar Chase? And then, of course, the fact that Stafford comes to Los Angeles and hooks up with Cooper Kupp, like Cooper Kupp's Megatron. And he had a season damn near Megatron, a Triple Crown season. Almost beat Megatron Calvin Johnson, who was on Friday's show, his record for most yards in a season, and almost did it in 16 games, too. And what an incredible connection we see between quarterback and receiver in this game for both teams. That's number 6. Number five on the list are the coaches. Did you know Zach Taylor used to be on Sean McVay's staff?
Oh, man, really?
If you don't know that, you will.
Okay.
No way.
Did you know Zach Taylor's father-in-law is Mike Sherman? Did you know that?
Did not know that.
No, stop.
Mike Sherman, former Packers coach. Zach Taylor's father-in-law. Did you know that many other coaches have been in the league from Sean McVay's tree? And the fact that the guy's as old as a sapling is pretty wild. And that Sean McVay is the winningest Los Angeles Rams coach in the history of Rams postseason football. And the fact that he's going to maybe win his first Super Bowl and he's barely 5 years old in terms of actually coaching. These guys' relationship the depths will be plumbed if they already haven't been. That's number five. Number four is the guy, and you're going to hear this question about him, is he the best defensive player ever? And he doesn't get a lot of run. He doesn't get a lot of run because he doesn't do a lot of talking, and he's not in a lot of commercials. But number 99 in your program, number one in your Los Angeles Rams heart, Aaron Donald is going to be coming for Joe Burrow. And when the X's and O's come down to it, it's all going to be about, is Joe Burrow going to be protectable? Is he protected enough? And the problem for that is number 99 is a personal wrecker of games and dreams. And then we're going to find out more about his journey and who he is and the fact that Von Miller plays alongside of him. That plays into the Hollywood aspect of it as well. That's number 8 is connected to number 4 in terms of storylines on the list. Aaron Donald. And speaking of nines, that's number 3. Both quarterbacks wearing the same number, and we'll be talking about a pair of nines being number 1 aces. This is only the second matchup of first overall drafted quarterbacks against each other in the history of the Super Bowl. Peyton Manning and Cam Newton in Super Bowl 50 is the other one. Talking about different journeys. One kid is in his second year in the NFL, and he's in the Super Bowl. The other guy in his 13th year in the NFL, it's his first Super Bowl. Nobody's ever come in to this game with more passing yards and touchdowns on his resume, making his first Super Bowl start than Matthew Stafford, and that's number 2 on the list is Matthew Stafford individually and what this means for him. Legacies, that's what's made in Super Bowls. Legacies are made or born. The fact that he toiled for so long in Detroit and didn't win a playoff game, 0-3 in Detroit for his playoff career. He's 3-0 already for the Los Angeles Rams coming into this Super Bowl. The idea, does Matthew Stafford need this game? That's the phrase you're going to be hearing quite a bit. Does he need it to make the Hall of Fame? Is making this game enough? Are we now in house money territory for Matthew Stafford? Does he need this win to put a bust of Matthew Stafford into the Pro Football Hall of Fame bust room? That's number 2 on the list. And then number one storyline of Super Bowl 56 is Joe Burrow.
Yeah, buddy.
Kid from Athens, Ohio, self-made, went to the Ohio State, home state kid going to the Ohio State, and Urban Meyer says, you know what? JT Barrett's here, and then we're going to just go with Dwayne Haskins because we saw what he did coming off the bench at Ann Arbor, and we're going to stick with him. Got 50 touchdowns out of him, no question about it, but Joe Burrow goes to LSU and gets 60 touchdowns in his final year there. Puts a ring on his finger, and he's so brash and young and so damn likable. And then the question about Joe Burrow leading the Bengals to the Super Bowl in just year 2 and how transformative and an athlete he can be for the town and the state as everybody hoped. And can he get this win to become the first ever Heisman Trophy national championship Super Bowl winning quarterback in the history of the sport and the position, which is what he would be. 7th youngest to win it overall if he wins it. Can you imagine there is a Cincinnati Bengals Super Bowl parade in year 2 of Joe Burrow, and that's where the Brady comparisons are going to start. That's where we're going to say, can he catch Brady with a win? You know, and Brady just left with 7 Super Bowl rings and 10 appearances, and the only way that he can be caught is somebody at this stage of his career and this young winning in his first opportunity, like Brady did in year 2 of his career. It's all set up. Those are your Super Bowl 56 storylines.
Nice.
Whew. Yeah, I'm fired up.
Did I miss one? I missed one. Hit me with the drop. I know I don't have anything planned. I know you don't have the drop planned.
No.
I did miss one. I know there's always going to be one. Here
we need one more.
Thank you, George.
All right, we'll get one more.
I mean, the Bengals are George Clooney's favorite team, so it's only fitting that I make it a Bengal storyline. And the last storyline that I think you're going to hear is the forgotten group. The forgotten group. The overlooked group.
X Factors?
Can I guess?
Sure.
The Bengals defense?
Bingo.
Hey.
That's why you're TJ friggin' Jefferson.
Holler at your boy.
I just did. Bengals defense, the forgotten unit. Yeah, the one who picked off Tannehill.
Nobody's talking about
Nobody's talking about them at all. They're the one who picked off Mahomes. They're the ones who did in the overtime of the AFC Championship game what the Bills could not do the week before. Get the ball back for your offense. The coin flip did not decide everything because the Bengals defense stood its ground. Bengals defense versus Rams offense. That's your last storyline. That's the bonus. Couldn't crack the top 10, but it's there.
I like it.
Here we go. All right, guys. What do you think?
I like it a lot.
We're off and running.
I love it.
Storylines in the books. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.